Okay, so we're about 4 people tonight. I've got 2 really nice tunas, as I know them as horse mackerels. So all I'm going to do with them, consider we're going to smoke them. So I first want to get all that nice smoke in them. Is I'm just going to score them just about halfway down, just maybe an inch apart. And what that's going to allow is just for me to get more flavor in there, and it's just really going to open up the skin, as I said, to get some flavor in there. So that one's done. They're still a bit bloody. I know some people say work with fish while they're frozen because then they don't bleed, but I kind of want them to be room temperature, same as meat, just before I decide to put them on the grill. So I'll give them a good wash before we season them. I simply just want to prep this fish. So I've got a bowl of salt here. Make sure that the salt you're going to use is salt you're going to throw away afterwards, because you're going to keep sticking your dirty hands back in here. So what I want to do, start by seasoning the cavity on the inside. Give that a good season. Just allow that to settle in for a second. Okay, then I want to slightly open these scores and just kind of get some salt all in there, just like that. Just remember, tuna has a very smooth skin, so salt doesn't necessarily stick to it. It looks like I'm using a lot of salt, but as you can judge by what's on the board, most of it is falling off. Okay, now what I've got over here is just some of the stalks of the parsley. I'm going to grab a few like this and to just mush it up so I can get all those oils out of it. I'm just going to stick that in the belly, and then another one, mash it up. And a thing that a lot of people forget, especially when you're making whole fish, is you have a whole head cavity. Shove some of that in there. Do this one too, about half of it. You definitely want to be breaking the herb up just to release some of that beautiful oil that it has on the inside. Shove that in there. This one. There's rocket box in the background. Okay, and then that is it. That fish is going straight on the smoker like that. The only other thing I'm adding to it, or not adding to the fish, I've still got some parsley stalks. Put a bit of vegetable oil on here, and I put this on the coal, and it makes this most amazing like parsley smoke. And it's going to infuse great with the fish. Remember, I have that butter that I'm going to add on as we go along. But now it's time to get the fire lit. I'll see you guys outside. Okay, so here's a neat little trick. Let's say you're one of those guys that are worried about the lighter fluid and things like that. Bit of cooking oil. Down here I've got an egg box. I'm just going to pour some of that over there. I've also just got paper just to get it lit. And then I'm going to pour some over my coals as well. This is a great way to, after you've fried some chips or something, you got some oil left. Great way to use up that oil. Coals are ready. I'm just going to give it a very light drizzle of olive oil just to make sure it doesn't stick. And then we'll get them on. And then the other thing I'm going to do, that little bit of parsley that I kept. Normally don't do this with olive oil, so don't show my wife, but I just give it a light drizzle of oil right on there, and that's just going to create the most amazing smoke. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to close the lid. I'm going to leave this for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back and have a look at it. Okay, so although we're going to smoke the fish, so I'm going to on a low heat smoke the fish, but yet towards the middle, towards the end, I want to start brushing it with a flavored butter, or what they call a compound butter. A compound butter is literally butter that you put stuff into. So what I've got is I've got a giant heap of parsley here. You'll see that I've used parsley quite often today. It's just because with fish, such a refreshing herb to use. So I'm just going to roughly chop that. Then over here I've got some sweet basil leaves. In my opinion, the best herb in the world. Mix all that together. In the pot over here I've just got some butter that I melted. So that's going to go in there. All of that goodies. Now I'm going to season the fish, but I still want to get a bit of salt and pepper in here. Bit of that. Bit of salt. And some lemon juice. I've got probably the lemon juice of about 3 lemons there. Add that in. And then the only other thing I would like to add is some lemon zest again, which goes so well with fish. And then that's going to be our batter. I'm going to use a silicone brush. I'm going to brush it on as we go along. And then that's it. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to prep our fish. We're going to go out, get the fire ready, and start smoking those babies. Okay, unfortunately, due to a bit of bad planning, we didn't get as much of the grill as I would have liked. But okay, so what we've done, fish was on there for a while, I think about 45 minutes on a lowish heat. They're just about done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to brush them with that butter. I'm going to give them 5 minutes under the grill, flip them around, butter them, 5 minutes under the grill, and then we will have supper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this beautiful herb butter, and I'm just going to kind of like lusciously spoon it on here, making sure it gets in everywhere, especially all those nice little joints that we cut. Oh, this fish is just accepting it so nicely. Oh, you just know that's going to be amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to shove it under the grill for about 5 minutes. Got a preheated oven, and then we're going to flip it, do the same again, should be done.